On the latest episode of Bill Maher's real-time show, he absolutely cooked the Democratic Party in his opening monologue, which you're going to watch in a second. I just hope that Bill Maher one day can accept the fact that him as an 80s and 90s liberal is much closer to Trump in his values than he is to the far progressive left that he's championing these days. Let's get to the opening monologue.
And finally, new rule, let's hear it for Democratic politicians who keep it real. Senator Alyssa Slotkin of Michigan says Democrats are, quote, weak and woke and should get some goddamn alpha energy and need to fucking retake the flag. I gotta say this. I love this new trend where politicians say fuck and shit. This used to never happen. Even when it did by mistake on a hot mic, it was a big scandal. But now, it's become a way for politicians to signal the public that they are not just regular mad about something, but really fucking serious.
Total bullshit.
An epic fuck up.
They call it a shit show.
We need to unfuck our country.
I say to that bullshit.
Grow a fucking spine.
I can't stand the bullshit.
Somebody slap me and wake me the fuck up.
And people love it. Look, a politician said fuck. It's like in a movie when they make an old white lady rap. But here's the thing. Million women-owned businesses. 17% of black women are starting businesses, which is faster than white women or white men. Gay Americans are free to marry, and 49% of them own property. Yes, in America, gays buy buildings. In other places, they get thrown off them. You know all those old movies you think are cringe? Well, they're cringe because America changed, because we modernized, way more than most societies have. Our current Congress is the most racially and ethnically diverse ever. They're like a beautiful, useless rainbow. And we proudly live in a land where every TV commercial features a mixed-race couple, including the ones where it makes no sense. Mom's black, dad's white, and the kid's Asian. But here is the dilemma for Democrats. Their young people, their key constituency, not only don't like their own civilization, they like the wrong one. They actually think Hamas is a liberation movement. They chant for the Houthis. They're chanting, we will honor our martyrs at Yale. They're looking for love in all the wrong countries. Someone needs to tell the kids that America is not the society where women basically have no rights, where there's zero freedom of religion and where dissent is punishable by death. Our democracy may be on life support, but we still have elections. They don't. And yet at Coachella this year, when an Irish rap group projected onto screens, fuck Israel, free Palestine, got big applause. Globalize the intifada is the catchphrase that's really catching on these days, as if worldwide suicide bombing and cosplaying Islamic revolutionaries is the answer to our problems. At an AOC Bernie Sanders rally in Idaho last month, someone threw a Palestinian flag over an American flag, and the crowd erupted in approval. What should have happened after that is one of the adults on stage should have told their young, loyal followers, this is not a symbol of freedom. This is.
No question.
If the thought leaders in the Democratic Party keep encouraging and not rebuking the idea that America is cringe and the people who run Gaza are great, the Democrats are doomed. Alyssa Slotkin's right. Liberals are weak and woke, especially the white ones, and they indulge all sorts of nonsense from their kids, a pattern that then continues on in the Democratic Party. Last election, it was all the gender stuff, the insistence that men can have babies and such, and now I fear that we like the terrorists is the new that. Liberals need to push back on the dumb ideas that come from their children. The Democrats' problem is the energy of the party is with the young and the young are with the terrorists. That's not good. So talk to your children and remind them, you don't really want to live like your heroes in Hamas. All the shit you do all day, it was all made in America. Your smartphone, your Grubhub, your freedom to bitch about America, that's all American stuff. You tell your phone you want a milkshake and a guy brings it to your house. Please, you couldn't survive a week living in Intifadaville. You're like the girl in White Lotus who was going to live in a Buddhist monastery and then lasted one night.
I thought he nailed that monologue. Again, Bill Maher and I are people that are not going to agree on most topics. Most of the times, I'm probably way too far right for him. At the same time, I can appreciate that he calls people out. I can appreciate that he says his opinion. And he's not just following the mainstream media talking points that they do on the left. And let's face it, on the right also, there's a lot of people that just follow the talking points. And I can appreciate when people don't do that, when they have an actual opinion, when people are a real person. Now, let's get to a short clip where he interviews David Hogg, who was the vice chair of the Democratic Party, and pretty much cooks him right there.
It's like deja vu.
Look, we're very proud of you. We feel you grew up on this show. How many times have you been on this show?
This is my 3rd time.
Oh, I thought it was like 8. Okay, well...
No, I'm not that old yet.
You're done very well. No, you're only 25, and you're the vice chair of the Democratic National Committee. Very impressive. What does that job entail?
So that job really helps to play a role in managing a lot of what the DNC focuses on, which is things like the presidential primary. It's helping to be the campaign and waiting for the president. It's helping to manage the debate schedule and helping to support our state parties and local parties around the country. It's a volunteer role, I should add, as well. So it's entirely volunteer capacity.
So nothing.
Yeah. Well,
I was hoping for... But why am I mean, what is the deal on the woman who attacked you because you beat her at that job? Did you beat her fair and square? Was there any fire there?
There was the election that the DNC held, and I was the person that was one of the people that won one of the 3 positions that they had for the at-large vice chairs.
So what was her claim?
Part of the claim, so not to bore people, but to get into the bureaucracy of the DNC, we have a gender balance rule at the DNC because, of course, we do.
Okay. See, right away.
By the way, the Republican Party does too. If the chair is a male, then the vice chair has to be a female.
Well, what's interesting is that's even more progressive than our vision, which is that the chair doesn't count towards the gender balance rule that we have. Frankly, I don't even know if it makes sense for us to have the gender balance rule anymore in this day and age because I want to focus on whoever's just best at the job.
Great.
At this point, that's my own view.
Terrific.
And, you know. By the way, I support what you're doing with respect to the primaries, because I can tell you, having been in politics for quite a while, I started as an intern for McCain, some of these people don't know when it's time to go.
They don't.
Chuck Schumer has been in elected office for 50 years. 1974, he was first elected. 50 years. AOC will absolutely kick his ass in a primary. She is the leader of the Democratic Party in this moment, and will continue to be, I think, the biggest driver of where the party goes from a governmental policy standpoint, and that drives many of my colleagues crazy. But the fact is, she has tapped into the base of support within the Democratic Party, and you see the juxtaposition between her and Chuck Schumer. I'm writing a strongly worded letter. Oh, sit the fuck down, Chuck. It's time.
Right. That's why you won.
Yeah.
In that district that you... Yeah. That's why you won.
Purple as they come.
Well... Right, because the people, they didn't want to vote for Donald Trump, but they're not out there on the far left either.
No.
Right?
They want balance, they want common sense, they want people who are serious about getting the job done. For my district, my biggest issue, lifting the cap on salt and providing real tax relief to people. Protecting critical services like Medicaid. And we're going through this debate, and I'm fighting with leadership, and I'm fighting with the administration to make sure we don't gut these vital programs. That's what people want. They just want you to do the damn job and go home.
And get out the way. Get out the way.
All right. What is it?
David Hogg at the end saying that he would like stuff to be merit-based. Merit-based. This guy's going to be kicked out of his own party very, very quickly and find himself without one. Because merit-based is not what the Democrats do. The Democrats do identity politics. They do race-based. They do gender-based. They do not do merit-based. I hope you enjoyed the video. I thought it was a great opening intro by Bill Maher. If you did, smash that thumbs up button for your boy. Consider subscribing to the channel. Help it grow. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out, everybody.